Hello and welcome to Your New Jersey. I'm Lisa Marie Falbo. On today's show, we'll learn about Halos for Angels and the impact they're having on the greater Florham Park community. But first, Dr. Serena Chen is a world-renowned fertility specialist who is here to talk about her new nonprofit organization, Doctors for Fertility. Dr. Chen, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Lisa. I'm really happy to be here.
Well, I am so happy to be connected with you because you have changed the lives and made the wishes come true of so many women around the state.
I feel really privileged to be able to help people. And the technology for fertility care is incredible these days. So, really, if people have the bravery to reach out and connect with a physician, um, we can make it happen.
Tell us about your background and how you got started working in fertility.
I did undergrad at Brown, Duke University Medical School, and then I trained at Johns Hopkins and then came up here to New Jersey. I'm not going to tell you how long ago, but I am the division director and also clinical associate professor at Rutgers, New Jersey, and Rutgers Robert Wood Johnson Medical Schools and St. George's Medical School. So I do love teaching also. I am really the thing I'm really proudest of, besides making a lot of families, is making the treatment for couples struggling with infertility and people like the LGBTQ population and single people and people with cancer, making the journey to getting to a family much more accessible in New Jersey. So I'm very big into advocacy. So I do, take care of a lot of patients, but I'm also really proud that I've actually helped to pass legislation in New Jersey that has significantly expanded coverage for things like IVF and egg freezing. We still have a ways to go, but because of these laws that I was privileged to help pass, um, people in New Jersey have better access than most everybody else in the United States. So we're really proud of that.
Talk about those laws.
In 2001, now this was before me, they first passed the first New Jersey mandate. And that law actually was really innovative at the time, but it said the coverage was only for husbands and wives. So in 2016, 2017, um, some of my patients and I got really worked up about that because they, in particular, I took care of a lesbian couple that really should have had coverage and struggled to get appropriate medical coverage for their care. And it was because the law was biased against non married, non heterosexual people. So we and the New Jersey legislators agreed with us and said, discrimination is not allowed in New Jersey and this law is discriminatory. Let's change it. So in 2017, Governor Christie actually signed it to law and we approved access for single people and the LGBTQ population. And then in 2018, we helped pass the gestational carrier law. Governor Murphy signed that in 2018, and that made gestational surrogacy, safer and more legal in New Jersey. New Jersey is now one of the top states in the union, one of the safest places to have a gestational carrier these days, especially in light of what's going on with Roe v. Wade now. And then in 2020, right before the pandemic shut everything down. And I think right after his kidney surgery, Governor Murphy signed into law medical egg freezing for the people of New Jersey, which means for medical indications that impact your fertility, you like cancer or transgender males who want to freeze their eggs, or other people undergoing surgery or other types of medication that will impact their eggs, egg freezing is now covered. So New Jersey has a bunch of laws, and we've been involved in a lot of them that really make access much better in New Jersey. Unfortunately, not everybody fits into under the laws. So we're still working to improve that. We're working with a legislative group right now to make donor sperm more accessible and more affordable for our lesbian couples and our single women in New Jersey. And we're hoping to get that passed this year or next year. So lots of work still to be done, but really proud of the track record that we already have.
Well, when you're not helping your patients or helping push through laws in the state, you are starting nonprofit organizations, which is why you are on here today. Please tell us all about it.
When Roe v. Wade was overturned, actually when the decision was leaked, I started getting calls from doctors all over the country because I'm very active on a national level with the American Society for Reproductive Medicine. And because of the advocacy work that I've done, people call me about these things. And so doctors all over the country called me and said, Serena, this is really scary. This is going to impact our ability to take care of our patients. We're all fertility doctors. We don't do elective termination of pregnancy, but we have to do medical procedures for our pregnant patients. Our patients are high risk. They are higher rates of ectopic pregnancy, higher rates of tubal pregnancy, higher rates of miscarriages and things like that. So we do a lot of these medical procedures that are now being outlawed in more than half the country. So people called me and said, what can we do? We need help. So a group of us got together and founded doctorsforfertility.org, doctors, F-O-R, fertility.org, to be able to try to reach everybody, regardless of your political affiliation. We know that everyone is impacted, and very worrisome that in this age of a doctor shortage, these laws actually threaten to throw doctors in jail for providing appropriate medical care. A lot of these laws are, I think people get confused because we're talking about abortion, which people think is not really a medical procedure. It's more about reproductive choice. But we're actually talking about medical procedures. And these laws, it's as if you were saying, well, if you have appendicitis, the surgeon cannot take out your appendix until the appendix bursts and you get really, really sick. And it looks like for sure you're going to die. And then the doctor can take you to the OR and pull the appendix out. Otherwise, the doctor is going to go to jail. And I think most of us know you're supposed to take the appendix out before it bursts and before you get sick. But we're literally saying to doctors, perform malpractice. Don't do what you were trained to do. Don't take care of your patients. Otherwise, you are going to be thrown in jail. And that's a message I don't think a lot of people are hearing. So Doctors for Fertility is a not-for-profit. We're doing education, awareness, advocacy, lobbying, and we will be, once we're up and running a little bit more, actually endorsing political candidates. We are the only reproductive care organization in the states that does that. That's why we formed, because there are a lot of wonderful organizations out there, but there's none that are specifically focused on people having families.
So, Dr. Chen, it's so clear how much you care, not only about your patients, but people that aren't your patients. You just care a lot. And I know that you have some community initiatives coming up that you would like to speak about.
Oh my gosh, Lisa, thank you for asking. So October 15th, right here in New Jersey at MJPAC in Newark, we are having this incredible all-day event, Let's Talk Women's Wellness. And we hope everybody in New Jersey will sign on for this because it's going to be fun. There's going to be bubblies. There's going to be fun entertainment and some swag, but lots and lots of education and awareness to empower women to be able to take charge of their own health. Now, more than ever, we have such a complicated healthcare system, and we are seeing that patient involvement in their own journey, whatever it may be, just trying to get healthier or dealing with something serious like cancer, makes a huge difference in your health and wellness and in your outcomes if you're being treated for any of these serious diseases. So we want everyone to be empowered with, the information and the connections and the resources to be able to make sure you are healthy and your family's healthy. And it's going to just be so much fun. So getting all that information in such a fun and collegial environment with the support of all these women in New Jersey around you, I think I can't wait. And the other thing that I really want everybody to be involved with is to go to doctorsforfertility.org, DOCTORS, doctors for FOR, and fertility, FERTILITY.org. We're doing a big membership drive. I would like not only all doctors, all fertility doctors, all non-fertility doctors, all patients, everyone who cares about families and family building and healthcare in the United States to sign up to become a member, because I think if we all join together, we will be able to protect access to healthcare, access to women's health, access to in vitro fertilization, fertility care, reproductive care. I think we can really make a difference. We already are seeing big changes in some of these states. Like we already postponed a bill that would have banned IVF in Nebraska. We will have to fight in Nebraska again, probably, but we already are making some headway with this organization. So we're very excited, and we would love for you to join.
Dr. Chen, thank you so much for taking the time to come on here today and spread your message.
Thanks for having me, Lisa. Really enjoyed it.
Halos for Angels is a foundation that looks to help people who are going through sudden, unexpected tragedies. Its founder, Karen Casolaro, was inspired to create the organization after experiencing breast cancer in 2008. Karen is here with me now to discuss Halos for Angels. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, Lisa, for having me.
Well, we are in the middle of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Please reflect on your experience with the disease.
When I received a diagnosis of breast cancer, of course, it was devastating to not only myself, but my family. And after my surgery, the overwhelming support that not only myself, but my family and my extended family, my parents, we were all so blessed to have the opportunity of people in our neighborhood, strangers, people we knew, they'd show up at our doorstep with a meal or two. And that was such a blessing to receive. And we realized that it took a lot of pressure off the rest of my family. It gave my children, I have 5 children, and they saw the kindness and welcoming gestures of other people, and they were overwhelmed with happiness as well. So once I recovered, we decided to give back to the people that helped us through our hard times. And we wanted to launch a charity that would help serve others during their time of need. And that's how Halos for Angels started.
And in the time that you've been incorporated, I know you have done so many good deeds throughout the community. Talk about how the foundation has grown.
We have right now a home office. We are looking continuously for a headquarters. We've been able to have the privilege to serve families in Florham Park, Madison, East Hanover, all through Morris County, Parsippany, and even beyond that. The foundation started actually with our first recipient. We were actually called by Overlook Hospital. They heard of us after I spoke to the nurses and doctors at the hospital to let them know that we exist. And they wanted us to help this woman that was ready to go home after her surgery. And she actually didn't have too much time left here on earth. And what she wanted was something so simple, which was a shower head for her shower. So that's what we did. We ran to Home Depot. We had a volunteer. We brought the shower, installed it, and it was like she received a pot of gold. So it started with that. And then following thereafter, a meal or two for somebody in our community that was suffering a cancer diagnosis. So we brought meals to the family, and we also helped with child's care and transportation to and from school until our neighbor was recovered from her cancer journey as well.
It's so true that it's the little things, right? It's a shower head, it's a nice warm meal. It's the little things that we can do to help those around us that are in need. What other services are you providing?
Well, everybody is different. You know, we're all people, and we may have the same diagnosis or a tragedy that occurs in our lives, but the sudden need is so diverse and unique. So another service that we were able to provide, a 37-year-old woman, Kristen, who we love so much, she went through her surgery and from cancer. She had lung cancer, stage 4 lung cancer, 2 children. And the thing with her was that she needed to get into another state to become a recipient, the 7th recipient of a 7-person trial. And her insurance didn't cover that. So what did Halos for Angels do? We're amongst angels, and miracles happen every day. So we fundraised for Kristen. So we actually raised $67,000 within our community. We sent her out of state for a trial, medicine trial. And that was 6 years ago. And I'm happy to say that because of that, she's able to see her children now 7 and 8 years old. So that's something that truly is amazing. And it's all because of the kindness and the support we have within our community. And through God's love, we're able to spread his love and make miracles happen.
What a story. And kudos to you for making that happen for Kristen.
Yes.
It's not just cancer, though, like you said, it's other
Correct.
tragedies. And
Correct.
we're coming out of the COVID-19 pandemic. Thankfully, it's behind us. I think we could safely declare that. And you did a lot in those 2 years.
Yes, we did. We did. During those years, during COVID, there were a lot of people that lost their jobs, and some of whom were business owners, small business owners. So they didn't have the opportunity that others do. So we were able to help provide them with gift cards for food and medical help, and also for daily essentials that they were unable to receive on their own. So we were able to do that. We also brought a lot of people that were depressed, written cards, drive by, beep the horn, just to let people know that they're loved and they're not alone. So that's other things that our volunteers do. As I said before, we're very unique in our charity and the support and services we give. And it depends on the needs of the individual. And we all come together for the greater good. And it's just such an honor to have this opportunity and privilege to help serve others when they need it most.
You are doing a lot. You're raising money, you are helping people all throughout the community in Florham Park and beyond in need. How many volunteers do you have?
Well, we started off with a crew of Well, my family, I'm with just my family alone is 7, plus my parents is 9. So we started there with a few of the people that helped me and my family when I suffered the tragedy and recovered, thank God. So those friends and family members came together to form the charity. And since then, we've had we have 12 to 15 core volunteers that run the charity. And then the volunteers that help us through events, um, help support our recipients in need. There are hundreds of volunteers that have signed up and that are most willing to give their gifts from their heart. We have professional uh, people besides in the medical field, chiropractic, masseuse, dental, who offer their services pro bono to our recipients, which is amazing. And we're so thankful for that.
In looking to the future, what is your vision for Halos for Angels?
Our vision is to have Halos for Angels support and services in every community throughout New Jersey. And once that happens, we would love for the next state and the next state, because giving back is infectious. And when you give, you actually receive. And it's an opportunity for all people to benefit. And that's where we see Halos for Angels. We've grown so much in 11 years, and we just keep growing every day.
Are there current initiatives that you're working on right now that you want to shout out?
Yeah, we're working with right now a little boy named Johnny in East Hanover, and he's been such a blessing, he and his family. And he actually, I'll tell you, if one person can make a difference, that's him. He is battling cancer, and we foresee him making a miraculous result. We're also providing a garden, a love garden bench, heart bench, and to East Hanover, the township of East Hanover, on behalf of Halos for Angels and Johnny and his family, because of all the support and love they've given this family and Johnny. He actually inspires all of us.
Well, you mentioned one of the strongest kids and families that I've ever encountered, and I met them at the Halos for Angels Gala not too long ago at Brooklake Country Club in Florham Park. And, you know, being connected with them, being reconnected with you, and seeing so many friends there that night was so beautiful.
Yes, actually, yes. And the gala means so much every year. It's a time when we could come together and celebrate life, love, and family, because that's what we are. We're family. And that's what God wants us to do, love one another. It's simple. So this is why we exist. And we would love to have our services in every community. And as I said before, we're looking for a headquarters, and this way more people and more angels can come together for the greater good.
I know that you do some cool things around Halloween to raise money and awareness. Tell us about it.
Yes, we have a few events going on usually. We usually have our Fright Factor Haunted House, and together we offer, for the people that can't come out, we switched it actually during COVID, so everybody can participate and support each other by decorating the front of your house real scary, and enter our competition. And at the end of the month, we have a lot of our volunteers go and review the scary haunts in front of the houses, and then the people vote through our website. They'll see pictures, and they could even go to the homes themselves. And then there's a big vote. So everybody has the opportunity to participate, and whoever votes receives cash prizes. And the cash prizes are usually supported by the local businesses, just to show just to give their thank you to everybody that supports them. So it's all about community and the love for one another.
Karen, where can people find out more about you, Halos for Angels, and how to support?
We have a website. It's www.halosforangels.org. And all our events and all the information you need to know, how to donate and volunteer even, and also become a recipient, you can go on the website.
Thank you so much, Karen, for everything that you continue to do, and best of health and everything.
Oh, thank you, Lisa, so much. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you for joining me on another episode of Your New Jersey. I'm Lisa Marie Falbo. We'll see you back here next week.